Sacred Heart Cathedral. Give it up for the lovely Sob of NBC Bay Area.
I love that. You do such an amazing job, Franco, and after all these years, it's such a pleasure because we've never actually co-emceed or co-hosted this event, and so I am thrilled to be here with you.
Excited. This is the first time
This is
for
the first
us.
time, and can we give a shout out to our high school just a couple blocks away?
All right, give it up right there. I know. There's a lot of great high schools in the city, but
That's right.
Our high school, the Fighting Irish Sacred Heart Cathedral, what a common thing. That's so cool.
Very cool. And as you mentioned, October is one of my favorite times of the year because we get to see so many familiar faces from the community as well as allies of our community. It's really just a wonderful. City Hall looks so beautiful today.
Oh, yes. It's nice, and it's always good to be back here. October, not only is Filipino American History Month, but we also have the Warriors are coming back, football is back. Well, yeah, we got a few fans over there, and you know, hockey too, and some other things. But there's a lot going on in October, and it's the fall. This is the most beautiful time in our city, especially. We get that little late summer, right? So this is amazing, and so Ginger, what an honor to be co-hosting here with you in our 18th annual celebration. We do want to recognize there is a planning committee. Give a big round of applause. This planning committee has been working so hard for this in-person event. Let's hear it for our planning committee. And there's many of us here in this room who really put their blood, sweat, and tears to tonight's program. And tonight is a momentous occasion because we are celebrating Filipinos and, of course, Filipino Americans all over the world, not just here in the Bay Area, but we are all over the world. And this time, you know, Filipino Americans, we're going to honor our past here today, but we're also going to look to our present, which is now, and then look ahead towards the future of what's to come. And I'm excited of what's to come for our history and our Filipino people. Huh, Ginger?
Absolutely, Franco. I couldn't have said it better myself. I think, you know, growing up in the city, you see the diversity, you experience it. It's a beautiful thing. But I also think, as I've come back to the city, I'm experiencing a different San Francisco that really gives a platform to different voices, especially, you know, for the Filipino American experience and our stories, one of the many voices that are being given a platform. And so it's a wonderful place to celebrate here at City Hall because it just feels like it's a full circle, right? It comes together, and it's a lot of hard work to put something like this together. So we got to give it up to that to the host committee, Filipino American History Month host committee.
Give it up for the host committee, everybody. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and so here we are, and we're gonna ready to celebrate. And of course, we got to kick it off with tonight's festivities because it wouldn't be complete without the national anthem. So we're gonna have these amazing kids. Give it up for the Augustine's Children's Choir. They can hear you right there. Where are they? There they are. They're gonna be singing the American national anthem, and then we're gonna have Carlin Ocampo singing the Philippine national anthem as well. So, one more time, let's kick it off with our St. Augustine's Children's Choir here at City Hall of San Francisco. Take it away, kids. Great job, St. Augustine's Children's Choir. Once again, we're going to bring Carlin Ocampo, who will do the Filipino National Anthem.
Check. Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig. Di ka pasisiil sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw. May dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwal, hatid pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Thank you so much, Carlin Ocampo. All right, and the kids, of course, too. Such amazing talents. So, now we've officially begun, and I want to thank our anthem singers once again. Now, every year, we celebrate Filipino American History Month in the month of October. Now, this was established by the Filipino American National Historical Society back in 1992. You're probably wondering why October. Well, October was chosen to commemorate the arrival of the first Filipinos who landed in the U.S. in what is now known as Morro Bay, California. And that was October 15th, 1587. Now, the United States of America has one of the most complex cultural identities, as we know, in the world, and millions of immigrants from all over the globe have journeyed to America since the Europeans discovered and colonized the land back in the 17th and 18th centuries. Well, the blending of cultural backgrounds and ethnicities in America led to the country becoming known as a melting pot, as we all know, of the world. Now, Filipinos are, thank you, Filipinos are amongst the millions of immigrants that help shape the landscape of this amazing country. Now, our theme for this year, as we hopefully get out of this pandemic 100%, is reflection, of course, resilience, reinvention. And tonight we recognize the trailblazers, the community champions, the emerging leaders that also continue to put Filipino Americans on the forefront of making this country great. And I'm proud son of an immigrant myself, so these celebrations I enjoy, especially born and raised in this great city. And it's such an honor and to be here with you to celebrate. So thanks for taking the time on this Wednesday night. And so let's start it off. I'm going to bring our event committee chair. You may know him very well. He's always behind the scenes and working diligently to put Filipinos and Filipino Americans in the forefront here in San Francisco. He is our chair, our San Francisco Entertainment Commissioner, the man that never sleeps. This is my dear friend, Mr. Al Perez. Come on up. And flashiest barong I first. Good to see you, Al.
Thank you so much, Franco. Can you all hear me? All right, that's better. Welcome, everyone. It's good to see you all finally. My name is Al Perez, and thank you all for being here today as we celebrate San Francisco's 18th year of honoring the rich contributions of and honoring the rich contributions of Filipino Americans have made to our city and our nation. Today, we are proud to celebrate the rich history and culture of Filipino Americans, and we honor our community's history of service and resilience. Our community continues to face adversity with increasing numbers of AAPI hate and the disproportionate lasting effects of COVID-19. But as we are strong and we face a leader here in City Hall who protects us and stands up for us. Mayor London Breed has done so much to help the Filipino community. It's no secret that Filipino Americans were disproportionately affected by COVID-19, and our community was on the front lines protecting Americans from the deadly virus. Mayor Breed did everything in her power to protect us during that difficult time, prioritizing the appropriate PPE for frontline workers, ensuring all San Franciscans get vaccinated, and implementing measures to financially support our small business owners. Successful public health outreach is dependent on having the cultural humility to truly understand a community, and Mayor Breed has that. She has stood up for us when our community has needed it most. Earlier this year, it was announced that San Francisco police data showed a 567% increase in reports of hate crimes against Asian Americans in 2021. And Mayor Breed has taken action on this alarming number. Also earlier this year, Mayor Breed proposed allocating $500,000 $500,000 towards services for Asian victims of hate crimes and residents who are limited in their ability to speak English. Mayor Breed has invested in several other victim services citywide, including creating a community liaison unit within the San Francisco Police Department and investing $3.2 million in wraparound victim services for the Asian and Pacific Islander community. It is clear that Mayor Breed is committed to protecting our communities, and we are so honored to have her here today with us to join in celebration of the extraordinary ways generations of Filipino Americans have contributed to San Francisco. And with that, please help me in welcoming Mayor London Breed.
Thank you so much. Council General Ferrer, this Filipino community in San Francisco is absolutely amazing. And in fact, the work that was done here in City Hall didn't happen by magic. It happened because of people like Commissioner Al Perez and the host committee that wanted to do something wonderful to celebrate the history, the culture of the Filipino community, to recognize the significant contribution that this community has had right here in San Francisco beginning in the early 1900s. So we are really excited and honored to be here today to celebrate with you, to see many of the performances, the activities, and to, of course, learn about the history. And before I talk a little bit about that history, I wanted to take this opportunity to recognize a few other officials who are joining us this evening, starting with the President of the Board of Supervisors, Shaman Walton, Supervisor Asha Safai, and Supervisor Connie Chan. Thank you so much for joining us. I also see our Fire Chief in the house, Janine Nicholson. And some other department heads joining us, including Jeff Tumlin and others. Thank you all so much for joining us here today. And as I said, a rich history starting in the early 1900s. This community is an important part of the fabric and what makes San Francisco so great. And when I think about the challenges that we're experiencing today, especially around the issues related to housing, I can't help but think back to the International Hotel. 45 years ago, we celebrate the anniversary of not anything exciting other than people in the Filipino community who lived there who were displaced. But they didn't just walk away. It sparked a movement around housing advocacy in San Francisco. It sparked a movement to ensure that this community wasn't completely removed from this city. It has led to so many wonderful organizations to support and uplift the community. And I see Carla here from West Bay. It's great to see you, a person who works with both our seniors and our young people, which is an important thing that we need at this time. But it led to many of the great programs we've done in San Francisco, including the purchase of Hotel Orienta, located in the South of Market area, as well as the Neighborhood Preference Program, to ensure that as we build all of these units in a community, in the Tenderloin, in the Soma neighborhood, which was predominantly where many of our Filipino community members lived, that they have right of first refusal in accessing the housing. Why do we talk about this history? Why do we celebrate this history? Because it's important to know the past. It's important to remember the past. It's important to talk about the heroes and the heroines of the past, to uplift their spirit and to continue the work that we know needs to be done today, still right here in San Francisco. So as we celebrate tonight, I'm excited to see us back in person after not being able to get together for so long. It feels good. City Hall is filled with love, excitement, and joy from this wonderful community. And with that, I want to just express how we're going to make sure that everyone in this city knows that this is Filipino American History Month in San Francisco. So Al Perez, I want you to come on up. And not only are we going to light City Hall in the colors of the Filipino flag, red, blue, and yellow tonight, so make sure you take your pictures, but we also are going to officially declare it Filipino American History Month in San Francisco. Thank you all so much.
Can I have Cecilia Garland from Bataan Legacy Historical Society please come help to receive the proclamation from the mayor in celebration of the 80th anniversary of the Bataan Death March, as well as Eleanor Fernandez to represent the 45th anniversary of the fall of the I Hotel.
Consul General Ferrer, come on up. Electeds, officials, we'll take another photo. Yes. Come on now, Mayor Breed. Consul General, let's say anywhere electeds, come on up. Yes, come on up. Officials, we'll take one photo. Your time to shine. There we go. Thank you so much for your support here today. Yes, give a big hand. Thank you, thank you. It's a community, I love it. Very nice. All right, thank you so much. Mayor Breed, our Consul General, our elected officials, thank you so much. And then let's get our host committee up on stage. One more photo, thank you. Host committee, come on up. You know who you are. One last photo right here. Thank you, thank you. Let's give a big hand to this host committee. This is a hard-working crew right here. Passion, putting it all together, and it's culminated to tonight. So thank you, host committee, for making this wonderful celebration happen. You were the backbone of this event, so thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Now I am going to welcome, we have Philippine Consul General, Mr. Neil Ferrer. Come on up. Give him a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Franco. This is my second time to speak at the Filipino American History Month, and it's only tonight that I recognize the beautiful sound effect here at the City Hall. And I'm tempted to sing actually rather than give a speech. But thank you so much. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. And on behalf of the Philippine Consulate General in San Francisco and the Filipino community in San Francisco and across the Bay Area and Northern California, I wish to thank Mayor London Breed for hosting tonight's Filipino American History Month celebration here at the beautiful City Hall. And thank you, Madam Mayor, for the proclamation you signed, and of course for the lighting ceremony later at the City Hall, and of course for your very thoughtful words for the community. Thank you so much. I also thank the host committee and the Filipino Arts Exposition and other community groups for supporting tonight's event. And I thank all of you, especially all the local officials, and my colleague from the Consular Corps for joining us tonight. This year marks the 30th year since Filipino American History Month was first celebrated in the United States through the efforts spearheaded by the Filipino American National Historical Society. The enduring friendship between the Philippines and the United States has been strengthened over the years by our two countries' people-to-people ties, made more dynamic and vibrant by Filipino-American communities such as the one here in San Francisco. Last Saturday, October 1st, the White House issued a statement by President Joe Biden acknowledging the positive force of Filipino-Americans in the United States when he said, and I quote, "Throughout the nation's history, Filipino-Americans have played an essential role in writing the American story. From serving the country in uniform, starting new businesses, and advocating for workers' rights, to working on the front lines of the pandemic as healthcare workers, first responders, and educators, Filipino Americans have always worked to make the country free and fair, just and strong, noble and whole. When Filipino American history is preserved and shared, the millions of Filipino Americans that helped build this country can see themselves in the story of America, in a story that makes us a better and more united nation." End of quote. I thank the President for his very thoughtful words, and I join him in paying a special tribute to all Filipino American healthcare workers and first responders who serve on the front lines of the pandemic, especially those who lost their lives in order to save others. You are our heroes. Kayo po ay mga bayani, and we are forever indebted to you. And I wish to express my gratitude to you, Madam Mayor, and the entire San Francisco Board of Supervisors for all your work, especially your recognition of the significant contributions of the Filipino-American community in the city, including the recent appointment of Attorney Kevin Benedicto as the city's first Filipino-American Police Commissioner. Maraming salamat po. With the election last May of the first ever woman mayor of the city of Manila in the Philippines, in the person of Dr. Hani Lacuna, I also look forward to the revitalization of our long-standing economic, cultural, and people-to-people ties through the Manila-San Francisco sister city relations. Finally, I wish to send my assurances of the Philippine Consulate support to the projects and programs that will make this city a safe, inclusive, and thriving space for all, regardless of color, race, or creed. San Francisco is known the world over for its diversity and inclusivity, and it is my hope to keep it that way for the thousands of Filipinos and Filipino Americans who have made this beautiful city their home. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay.
Maraming salamat din sa inyo, Consul General. It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person. I think that was a wonderful address. And it is my pleasure to, if I may, take a moment to teach the crowd a very important word in Tagalog that I hope we can carry on throughout the evening. I know we've been saying thank you to so many people tonight, and I also hope that you take away salamat. That's Tagalog for thank you tonight, as we'll be continuing to say salamat throughout the month in recognizing different contributions. Maraming salamat, Mayor London Breed, Consul General Ferrer, our Board of Supervisors, and our officials. And now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening. Please welcome up to the podium Carla Laurel, the Executive Director of West Bay Filipino Multi-Service Center.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mayor Breed and the Filipino American History Month Host Committee for the honor to be the keynote speaker tonight. It's a pleasure to see everybody here, the city officials, supervisors, a lot of our community leaders, and our community organizations and folks from the community. As a Filipino American born and raised in the Bay Area, there's always a stigma of whether or not you are Filipino enough to receive an honor like this. But with this year's theme of reflection, resilience, and reinvention, it forces us all as Filipino Americans to look deep within our history and within ourselves to acknowledge that our existence and the space we take up in this country is remarkable and revolutionary. So I humbly accept this honor. Filipino American history is rich, resilient, and empowering. Every single person in this beautiful rotunda here at City Hall is a part of its history and is a part of why it is important to celebrate. At West Bay, our motto is there is no greater wealth than the knowledge of self. Kilalanin ang sarili, know who you are. And we cannot do that without honoring those that have come before us. These are the more than 200,000 Filipino and Filipino Americans who fought alongside the U.S. in World War II that were denied what was promised to them until many of them passed and were well in their 70s and 80s. Yet despite how they were treated, they were still proud U.S. veterans who patiently and steadfastly fought for their acknowledgement in U.S. history. These are the over 30,000 Manongs who came in the 1920s to California that were denied the right to start families and marry interracially. So instead, these elder brothers, these Manongs, created vibrant Filipino communities and neighborhoods like Manila Town that span from Kearny Street to Jackson Street and remain thriving for over 50 years. These are also the brave Filipino students in the late 1960s at SF State and UC Berkeley who joined other BIPOC students to fight for the acknowledgement of our history and create the first ethnic studies and Philippine studies programs in America. And these were the leaders of 6 organizations serving youth, seniors, and newcomer families that understood that coming together was not a weakness, but a strength, and formed the first Filipino-led nonprofit in Northern California called West Bay. These men and women, and so many more, remind us of the resilience of our people. Despite how Filipino Americans have historically been treated, they fiercely yet humbly fought for their rights while still maintaining a deep pride of their Filipino and American culture. They remind us of the legacy our people have left behind that has forged new pathways and possibilities for the next generation of Filipino Americans. They empowered a young USF student like myself to learn about my roots, to volunteer as a tutor over 15 years ago at West Bay because of the opportunity that they fought for that allowed me to take courses and taught me about my history. They empowered me to fight fearlessly and humbly and with pride to follow in their footsteps and work hard so that the underserved and underrepresented future Filipino American generations can have more resources and opportunities to do and be whatever they want to be. West Bay couldn't be West Bay without the hundreds of former leaders, staff, board members, and volunteers that have put in the work to help create better lives of San Francisco's most vulnerable residents. And West Bay absolutely couldn't be West Bay without the tens of thousands of community members, youth, seniors, and their families it has served for over 54 years. The youth and families and seniors who created a vibrant Filipino American community here for over 100 years and whose legacy and existence make up the beauty and livelihood of the Filipino Cultural District now known as Soma Pilipinas. I want to shed light on some of the most powerful contributors to Filipino American to the Filipino American history that may not ever get the acknowledgement they deserve. One of the richest parts of Filipino American history to me are the Filipino American women and mothers that sacrificed so much and came to America and landed in the South of Market. These mothers worked tirelessly yet humbly, enduring family separation, working multiple jobs to provide food for their families. Similar to the Manongs in Manila town, many of these recent immigrant mothers worked in the South of Market in hotels and restaurants and tech companies as cooks, waiters, cleaners, chauffeurs, janitors, and nannies. They do many of the jobs most Americans won't, and like the Filipino World War II veterans, they humbly but fiercely fought for their rights, still for adequate housing and workers' rights. If the West Bay mothers and Anne and Lucille can please join me on the steps. I want you to see them. I want you to see them. As they're coming up, I just want to say, yeah, you could stand on this one. They could see. Give them a round of applause. So, we fought hard. We fought hard to know about the significant contributions of our now Attorney General, Rob Bonta, who introduced AB 123 as an assemblyman to make sure that we can learn about the contribution Filipino farm workers made in public schools. And we fought even harder to make sure Victorio Manalo Draves, a Filipina Olympic driver who was from Soma, who went to Bessie Carmichael, could have a park named after her, the only park in America named after a Filipina. But some of the greatest contributors of Filipino American history reside a few blocks away from City Hall. They have been and continue to be the heart of West Bay and the South of Market. I want you to know the significant contributions of the Dolores Verais, the Merlet Lalanas, the Mylene Masankais, the Marison Zambranos, the Lauren Masankais, the Shirley Delagos, the Mylene Harts, the Princess Tongols, the Eva Naredo Jacolas, and the Andeo Campos of the world. These are the mothers that are carrying the legacy of a future generation. They work tirelessly and fiercely and proudly carry their Filipino American culture wherever they go. One of the fiercest mothers I know came to the Soma with her 2 sons and worked multiple jobs, one being at Burlington Coat Factory, despite having advanced experience back in the Philippines in finance and accounting. Like many other great Filipino Americans in our history, some of her prior educations and achievements didn't translate when she came to America, yet she still fought fiercely but humbly for her kids, despite growing up in San Francisco's neighborhood of the South of Market that's ridden with a lot of gang violence, homelessness, drug use, and successfully raised her 2 sons to graduate from Bessie Carmichael, then Galileo, then later SF State and Stanford. This is Lucille Yu. This is Lucille Yu in the green. And this isn't even the greatest part of her legacy. She started off as West Bay as just a mom whose kids attended the program, but she worked her way slowly to be an administrative assistant and is now our director of finance. I have always dreamed of a permanent home for the community that's been in this neighborhood for over 100 years. And as of last May, we finally bought our permanent home, a new building for the people. And as of last Tuesday, we broke ground to begin renovations. And that is historical in and of itself. But we couldn't have done it without the support of our many Filipino American allies, like Mayor London Breed, who has heavily supported us from the very beginning, knew how important it is for organizations to not be gentrified, just like the people shouldn't be. And all of the city departments that have helped as well, city officials that have made a difference, the Consul General Fair. But there's one person that we couldn't have done this with, and it's without this woman, Lucille Yu. She has invested thousands of hours into doing the financial, administrative, not fun part of working for a nonprofit to make this dream possible for the people. She and the mothers up here are a part of Filipino American history, and as we kick off this celebration, I want you to see their faces. And no one often talks about it, but they make up the fabric and the legacy, the Filipino American history of Soma and of San Francisco. Reflection, resilience, and reinvention. Every day and every way, we have the choice to acknowledge where we've come from, to honor our strengths and innate resilience, and use the opportunities from those that came before us to fight for a better future. Whether you choose to make your imprint by being a hype man for the Warriors, a powerful lyricist or rapper, a community leader, a doctor, a lawyer, or a hardworking mother, giving our family a better life in the South of Market, do it proudly, fiercely, yet humbly, and never forgetting those that have paved the way before you. Thank you guys so much, and happy Filipino American History Month.
Thank you so much, Carla. Those were just beautiful, moving words. And as you guys take your picture, I just want to also share sa ating mga nanay, kayo po ang aming inspirasyon. Maraming salamat, maraming salamat. Thank you. How beautiful was that, Carla? Thank you so much. I know we have plenty more of a program to get to. We are going to be honoring and awarding those that have represented and contributed to the Filipino and the Filipino American community. But before we get to that, we hope to change things up a little bit. I'm sure you guys are going to want to stick around for this. You have to. She is amazing. Guys, I'm extremely happy to introduce a Filipino American rapper, director, scientist, and spoken word artist, and I'm so glad I could call her friend. Please put your hands together for Ruby Ibarra.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Filipino American History Month. Where all my Filipino people at? Woo! Wrote this album cause I want my life to change. Tired of being shortchanged, I'm trying to remain sane. Hopped off the plane, didn't stop all the pain. My father's still in debt and we've been struggling to pay for a bedroom up on Meekland Ave. Reached up for just meet and have hands tied against the odds. How you gonna even that? People from the slums once, now live in the humdrum. Mama from the barrio, so we dreaming we can stunt once. Mama, I know it's gonna be fine wherever we go, cause we know you raised this girl to dream and be a hero. Was an ego to an equal. I free flow when I speak though. My pipe dreams through peephole. My skin so Filipino. Oftentimes my pride inside is rotten high tides. There we broke the ocean, was the day you learn to no stop. Closed eyes, fingerprint ink with the most die. Those times mama never blink, say the oath twice. I said, mama, we gon' make it there someday. I said, mama, we gon' make it there someday. I said, mama, we gon' make it there someday. I said, mama, we gon' make it there someday. I said, mama, we gon' make it here. Hey, I said, mama, we gon' make it here. I said, mama, we gon' make it here. Yeah, I said, mama, we gon' make it here. At school, reduced lunches when my mama skip her lunchtime. 9 to 5, minimum wage, she at the bus line. Here I am, filling the page, wetting the bus rhymes. Till I'm nearing the day, I'm getting cosign. Snare rolls and punchlines, the payrolls and punch time. Take shows like crunch time, break those like frontline. Life on these lines, cause we never had lifelines. So these days, I'm scared of what might go through my mind. Flow like Rizal and I'm rotten like Hagedorn. Mixed with Dawn, my baller, now watches the page more. Say my name, it tastes foreign. Top to make your face form in ways you never made. Born from another place, thorns couldn't break away. I'm just a breakaway. Being center stage, off the page, will I fade away? Never been the type to say, scared of what I have to face. All I ever knew was being me, so all I ever need to say is, I said, mama, we gon' make it there someday. I said, mama, we gon' make it there someday. I said, mama, we gon' make it there someday. I said, mama, we gon' make it there someday. I said, mama, we gon' make it here. I said, mama, we gon' make it here. Hey, I said, mama, we gon' make it here. I said, mama, we gon' make it here. Yeah, I said, mama, we gon' make it there someday. I said, mama, we gon' make it there someday. I said, mama, we gon' make it there someday. I said, mama, we gon' make it there someday. We gon' make it here. I said, make it here. Yeah, I said, mama, we gon' make it here. Yeah, I said, mama, yeah, we made it here today. Happy Filipino American History Month. This next song is called 1,000 Cuts. And as we celebrate Filipino American History Month, I just want to say I hope that we remember to learn about our history and to amplify the voices and the stories of those that are underrepresented in our community. We start the next track. If I fall, I stand up, but these walls will rise up. Even when I lose it all, I always got my eyes up. They praying on my downfall, but I'll never give up. 1,000 cuts won't be enough to keep my fists in these cuffs. And I'm never breaking down when the odds against me. Brown girl, gold crown with the gods within me, yeah. I was a flower that bloomed in a dark room. Flows like monsoons from the womb. When I write, move ruins and resume. I grew to last soon. Prayed to many moons and my wounds would not bloom. Where we from? That bloom, so we hum you these tunes. And hope it sparks like a night in mid-June. My heart's consumed by hate here. It's harder when you live here. How can you see clear when you don't see you in the mirror? I lost too many peers. They seem to disappear. But they living through these words that I'm painting here. Tell me you'll remember me. I'm here to build a legacy. I got the ground moving under me. 1,000 cuts ain't never stopping me. Hey, and I swear I'm never giving up. Who I am or why I'm standing up. And I ain't ever need no ounce of luck to understand myself, cause that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. I can live 1,000 cuts. I can live 1,000 cuts. Hey, yeah, I can live 1,000 cuts. What would you die for? What do you live for? When it's resistance, met with an uproar. I'm trying to love more. We've had enough war. Too many stones in our hands and these guns drawn. They try to press me till I stumble down, but not this time. I go 0 to 100 now. They'll never silence me, my voice will be denied. And I'm challenging the system, no it won't be televised. And I'll never compromise, cause I'm writing to survive. When the freedom ain't free, so let's keep the hope alive. Yeah, I see it in me, from the loudest to my killings, from the martyrs to the artists to the writers breaking ceilings. And stop on these lines with lives on front lines. Attest to these times, so we question these minds. If I ever bite my tongue, that'll be the death. Everything I stand for, no, it won't be any less than P.S. Tell me you'll remember me. I'm here to build a legacy. I got the ground moving under me. Hey, 1,000 cuts ain't never stopping me, and that's where I'm never giving up. Who I am or why I'm standing up, and I ain't ever need no ounce of luck to understand myself, cause that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. I can live 1,000 cuts. Yeah, I can live 1,000 cuts. Then live a life just covering up. Hey, and that's where I'm never giving up. Who I am or why I'm standing up, and I ain't ever need no ounce of luck to understand myself, cause that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. I can live 1,000 cuts. Yeah, I can live 1,000 cuts. I can live 1,000 cuts. Then live a life just covering up. Happy Filipino American History Month, y'all. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much.
Magandang gabi.
Good evening.
My name is Raleigh Carapang, Chief Financial Officer at the San Francisco Arts Commission.
And I'm Francis Zamora, Chief of Staff for the San Francisco Department of Emergency Management. We have the honor of introducing 3 inspirational leaders in the San Francisco Bay Area's Filipino American community. The fact that these 3 leaders were nominated by their peers is a testament to the respect and admiration they have earned through their actions.
This year's honorees have dedicated their lives to keeping communities safe, uplifted literary and artistic works of the Filipino American community, and established trusted institutions that served and advocated for the Filipino community in San Francisco.
The Emerging Leader Award recognizes successful next-generation leaders who exemplify leadership, innovative thinking, vision, and distinguished service to their organization and community. Simon Timoney embodies this award through his spirit and actions. As co-founder of Advocates 11, Simon and his partner Cassie hit the streets of San Francisco to hand out safety packets to people who needed them. Vulnerable members of society subjected to a new wave of constant violent attacks. Under Simon's leadership, Advocates 11 continues to grow. From cleanups and meetings to murals and rallies, the group lends a hand wherever they can help stem the tide of violence and hate. In addition to his work keeping the community safe, Simon also looks out for the wellness of our youth. By founding the Little Dragons program, Simon promotes mental health in youth through a role-playing game of Dungeons and Dragons. He also launched Little Buddha, a meditation program to help youth reach their inner peace and true potential. Please join us in welcoming Simon Timoney as the 2022 Filipino American History Month Emerging Leader Honoree. Joining Simon on stage is Miguel Guerrero, representing one of our evening's gracious sponsors, the reigning NBA champion Golden State Warriors.
I realize I'm looking at like 300 very hungry Filipinos right now, so I gotta hurry. Thank you very much. I do stand here today. I know who I am. I realize that my Filipino blood may be diluted, but my love for my people is not. And we started our mission of safety at Advocates 11 at a time when you would turn on the television and on the regular see people who looked like my grandmother, beaten up, bruised, bloodied, broken bones, but not broken spirit. We are here today in that spirit to affirm identity and come together as a stronger Filipino community, because we need to proclaim that this is who we are, because we walk into a future unknown, but not alone. We come together as a unified Filipino community, but unification does not simply end with our people in this room or on this night, because one torch in the darkness is illuminating, but many, many torches is a way forward. And that is why there is a lot of work to be done, and that is why I am proud to help lead the Phoenix-like Filipino American Democratic Club of San Francisco, so we can register our people to vote so we can galvanize our people, because our voice will only go as far as we have seats at the table. And I want to thank those who came before me, who gave me an axe and showed me how to chop wood. The greatest parents, Tom and Sheena. My mentors, Mary and Al Harris, who taught me that community service is doing everything for others and expecting nothing in return. Marie Hurabel, Marjan Philhauer, my coaches in the boxing ring of life. Cassandra, my future wife, who is the future I fight for, who gave my heart a home. And Al Perez, whereas Cassie gave my heart a home, you gave it a village. And thank you. This means a lot, but we have a lot more work to do, so let's do it together. Maraming salamat po. Palam.
Thank you, Simon. Our next award recognizes outstanding organizations, individuals, leaders, and advocates who work hard to improve the quality of life of members of the community and strive selflessly towards a goal that benefits many. For more than 22 years, Edwin Lozada has strived to uplift the Filipino and Filipino American literary and artistic community in the San Francisco Bay Area. As a resident of San Francisco for 54 years, Edwin joined the Philippine American Writers and Artists, PAWA, in 2000, a literary nonprofit and independent publisher dedicated to promoting the work of Filipino and Filipino American writers and artists. Given his strong community ties and leadership skills, he was appointed as Executive Director of PAWA in 2010 and continued to serve in this role. Since 2011, he has served as Director of the Filipino American International Book Festival, a project of PAWA and the San Francisco Main Library, which is held biannually in San Francisco and is the only festival of its kind in the U.S. dedicated to writers, Filipino writers, and Filipino books. In this capacity as Executive Director of PAWA, Edwin personally curated, designed, and published 13 books to promote Filipino writers and co-edited and designed several books on Filipino culture. He's also the author of 3 books of poetry and serves as director of Revista Filipina, an online literary magazine in Spanish. Edwin influences future writers and artists as an educator in California public school system. He currently teaches at Ruth Asawa School of the Arts in San Francisco. Please join me in welcoming Edwin Lozada as our 2022 Filipino American History Community Champion honoree. Joining Edwin on stage is Mimi Arguelles from ABS-CBN.
Good evening. Thank you to the committee for this award. As I reflect on why I am standing here before you, a few things come into mind that have influenced my life and work. Number one, Jose Rizal's dedication and pursuit of the betterment of people's lives and country. The meaning of the title of the song, No Man is an Island, from a 17th century poet, John Donne, brought to my attention by the letterman in the 1960s as a boy growing up in San Fernando, La Union in the Philippines. The Filipino third, the Filipino concept of bayanihan, the spirit of a community coming together. I am fortunate that through the years I have met and worked with amazing and inspiring friends and colleagues dedicated to the arts, culture, and community. Penelope Flores, Evangeline Canonizado Buell, Al Robles, Tony Robles, Carolyn Cabadin, Barbara Jane Reyes, Gemma Nemenso, James Sobredo, Janet Stickmin, Melor Pia, Marie Irving Romero, Alan and Joyce Manalo, Carlos Cialcita, Mirna Cialcita, Juanita Tamayolat, Oscar Peñaranda, Eleanor Fernandez, Cecilia Gairlan, Don Mabalon, Mauro Tombocon, Desi Daganan, Raquel Rodon Diez, Radi Kalalang, Esther Chavez, Lisa Sobrepeña, Erlinda Borromeo, staff of the Philippine Consulate under Marciano Painter and Henry Bensurto Jr., Sonia Dellin, Eileen Casaneto, Al Perez, and the wonderful, wonderful volunteers of Pistahan, the wonderful friends from Paua, Philbook Fest and the Hinabi Project, Lisa Melnick, Karen Llagas, Anthony Cruz Legarda, Michael Gonzalez, Patricia Gonzalez, Maya Ong Escudero Selby, Christina Newhart, Abraham Ignacio, and Beverly Perino, who nominated me for this award. Don't forget to come to the 6th Filipino American International Book Festival, happening at the main library, October 15 and 16. We have over 40 featured authors and over 65 participants. Come, you don't want to miss this event. Thank you for the support of dear friends, Jimmy Allen Brown, Jose Barajas, Stephen Louis. Thank you to my family and family friends, to my mother, Lidia Felicísima Hidalgo Lozada, my father, Artemio Nocos Testigo Ravelo Lozada. They taught me the importance of hard work, patience, perseverance, acceptance, forgiveness, and above all, generosity. And to my Lola, Margarita Lomboy Sobrepeña, my guardian angel. And my Lolo, Andres Laigo Hidalgo. He came here to the United States in 1926. I owe him my life as a Filipino American. Salamat, muchísimas gracias, agyamanak unay. Let us remember, no man is an island, and to strive for bayanihan. Lastly, a short story. One day when I was walking back to my car, I saw several books on the sidewalk from a previous garage sale. Among the books, I picked up the smallest one entitled, The Little Zen Companion. I randomly opened the book to a page and read the 8 simple words, and it said, "The problem is, you think you have time." So friends, tend to your garden of visions and dreams, and may they flourish and blossom in the most unexpected and beautiful ways. Congratulations to the awardees and to you all for making our efforts and visions a reality. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Edwin. And before we continue, we want to thank and acknowledge the presence of District Attorney Brooke Jenkins here celebrating with us today. Okay, so our final honoree has established herself and her organization as a touchstone for the Filipino American community in the Bay Area. The Trailblazers Award recognizes a lifetime of work from outstanding organizations and community leaders whose lives and stories exemplify courage, perseverance, and whose commitment, despite obstacles, made a positive impact in the community. Bernadette Tsai founded the Filipino American Development Foundation in 1997 with her father, Dr. Mario Borja. He has worked with San Francisco's Soma District for almost 2 decades. As director, Bernadette manages the Bahayahan Community Center and oversees the fiscal management of over a dozen programs, primarily serving the Filipino community in San Francisco. Through her lifetime of service, Bernadette tirelessly advocates for the overall needs of Filipino low-income seniors and families. She has served on several nonprofit boards, including the Veterans Equity Center, Tenant and Owners Development Corporation, and the Alexis Apartments of St. Patrick's Parish. Bernadette also ensures our Filipino customs and traditions are celebrated and passed along through the growth and success of the Parol Lantern Festival and the Soma Pilipinas Filipino Cultural Heritage District. Please join us in welcoming Bernadette Tsai as the 2022 Filipino American History Month Trailblazer honoree. Joining Bernadette on stage is Jose Pecho, who represents one of our sponsors, the SF Filipino American Chamber of Commerce and STIZI.
Good evening, everyone. This is such an honor. Thank you so, so much. I would be remiss if I didn't remember my dad. Dr. Mario Borjas was mentioned earlier. He clearly made the biggest impact on my life. In 2003, right before we were about to break ground at the Bainian Community Center, my dad went to the very last construction meeting because I couldn't attend, and shortly thereafter he passed. So he wasn't able to actually see the center open. And in my heart, I dedicated my time to make sure that he would be proud of everything that I did for the community. So this honor is really, he was the trailblazer. He was the one that I wanted, that lifted me up to do this. And he was the example to help me to know that I needed to lift everybody else up. And I am so proud to announce that there is a new executive director, Gail Ramasanta, and a whole host of amazing leaders that can carry on. And that's just as my dad had that same example of passing on the baton to me. It's my time to step aside and allow the community to flourish as it has. And all the speakers that have spoken before me have said everything I wrote on this paper, so I'm not even reading it anymore because you all know what Filipino American History Month is, and you're gonna do this forever. And I'm so proud. Thank you again for the honor.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Filipino American History Month. My name is Lara Maxey, and I'm here representing, I don't need to tell this crowd, but the first Filipino American Attorney General of this great state of California, Mr. Rob Bonta. The Attorney General sends his regrets. He's not able to be here tonight, but definitely wanted to honor these three amazing people and all the work that they do in the community. So I will quickly present them an award on behalf of the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. Simon Timoney, in recognition of being a successful next generation leader and a founder of Advocates 11, you are an individual who exemplifies leadership, innovative thinking, vision, and distinguished service to your community. So congratulations. Mr. Edwin Lozada, in recognition of your outstanding leadership of 10 years and for advocating to improve the lives of community members through art, literature, cultural events, with the Philippine American writers and artists. Congratulations. And last but not least, of course, Bernadette Tsai, in recognition of your service to the Filipino American community for over 25 years, for leading the Filipino American Development Foundation with true courage, perseverance, and commitment. Thank you so much for all your service. Thank you all so much. Congratulations.
Congratulations once again to all of our awardees. Thank you so much for your beautiful words, the beautiful work that you do. and your continuing contribution to our community. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our program. I don't want you to get up just yet because I would like to thank everyone for being here and once again thank some very special people in celebrating this event with us. Maraming salamat to everyone who helped put this show together. Let's give it up one more time for our planning committee, SFGovTV, SF City Hall, and Mayor London Breed's office. Our Board of Supervisors, our DA was here also to celebrate the evening with us. Thank you for your support, for all of your teamwork and collaboration to put this show together. I'm already looking forward to the one next year. I'd also like to say thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to the Golden State Warriors, to Stizzy, ABS-CBN, the Filipino channel, mga kapamilya ko. Also to NBC Bay Area. Please watch Today in the Bay. Tomorrow morning I'll be up at 4:30. I'll be up at 2:50 actually. So do me a favor and get up with me if you want to watch your news tomorrow morning. Join us. And also maraming salamat to Wicked Photo Booth. Now there are some other events going on throughout the month of October. Please do check those out and help celebrate Filipino American History Month. Saturday, October 8th, that's just a couple days away, it's Kawayan sa Daly City at March Bank Park. That's right by the old TFC office. But anyways, over by Junipero Serra. The weekend of October 14th to October 16th, there's a Filipino American Book Festival at the main library, just a couple steps away. Definitely want to check that out. I think we heard some of those wonderful titles that you spoke of, Edwin. And Sunday, October 23, well, it's Filipino Heritage Night at the Warriors game. So get some tickets to that. Watch it on TV. Let's go Warriors. I wish Franco was still here, but I'm going to be your hype girl for the rest of the eating. Now, before we leave tonight, a Filipino American History Month celebration would not be complete without some traditional Filipino cultural dances. So allow me to introduce our finale. We will have performances from USF's Philippine Dance and Culture. They'll be performing Panglay, learned from City Obeso, and adjunct Professor Eric Solano from Dance 250 class. There'll also be another performance from Parangal Dance Company. They'll be presenting Spanish-influenced dances. Please follow Parangal on Instagram at Parangal Dance. All right, I know I do. Follow them as well. Follow me as well. I'll see you guys on social media at Ginger Conejero and at Ginger AC. It has been a pleasure, really. This event is very special to me. The last time that I was here, my mom was my date, and she has since passed, but I know that she is still here. This event holds a very dear place to my heart. There is some refreshments and some lechon in the next room, so I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Mabuhay ang Filipino American History Month. Mabuhay tayong lahat at maraming salamat po.
give another round of applause for Parangal Dance Company. Well, that concludes our Filipino American History Month celebration. Thank you to all of our wonderful performers, all of our wonderful dignitaries, and of course, would not have been possible without our amazing committee. Thank you again for joining us, and if you'd like to join in our reception, please make your way to the North Light Reception Hall for lechon, Filipino cuisine, and wonderful music. Have a wonderful evening.